if you keep any XRP in any respect, you are going to want to observe present-day video, because there may be plenty taking place in the markets proper now at this precise point in time in human records. And these items are going to be so influential on the price of digital property and XRP mainly, but also, of course, the charge of quite an awful lot everything else for your existence as nicely. I mean, we're speaking approximately shares real estate. There are a few large macroeconomic factors that are in play right now, which might be likely going to blow your thoughts, but we additionally have a few quite essential updates about XRP specifically as nicely, so you're going to want to live around for that. But first, allow us to talk about the financial system due to the fact this is going to have massive ripple consequences, pun intended. Now, first and essential, I want to speak approximately this, right? The unrealized losses at Us.Thankx are 7 times better than in the course of the 2008 financial crisis. Now, you may see the 2008 financial disaster right here. Those have been the unrealized losses on the time then. Now it's loads larger. And so this is truly unusual, right? A lot of human beings are asking, why do the banks have such large unrealized losses while stock markets and cryptocurrencies are hitting all-time highs? And, well, this is certainly due to debt. There is a big debt bubble right now. And similar to the 2007 and 2008 debt crisis that we did see, well, there may be going to be huge ramifications for every unmarried asset magnificence, whether or not that be actual property, shares, anything you call it. And whilst this bubble pops, my lord, the Federal Reserve goes to have to bail them out. And what does that suggest? Well, basically, a method that the cash printer is going to log on, and we're going to possibly see a lot more inflation once more, which is insane, considering the fact that we simply went through a record amount of inflation over the route for years. So this truly desires our attention. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. And with this economic cycle, what I will say is there's sincerely going to be quite a few possibilities, which I'm going to talk about too. But first, we need to speak about this too, okay, due to the fact the jobs marketplace is also displaying a very exciting trend, and jobs mean really the entirety. You recognize the more humans are making, the more human beings are incomes, the more human beings are making an investment, the higher at certain asset classes do. That's just the basic math. Now, what we will see here is the percentage of small enterprise owners pronouncing it's miles difficult to fill jobs fell to approximately 34% in September. This is the bottom for the reason that January of 2021. This 7% factor drop marked the largest decline within the metric, considering the fact that April 2020, since May of 2022, this metric has declined by using 17 percentage factors. It is now underneath pre-pandemic degrees. Currently, just 15% of small corporations plan to hire over the subsequent 3 months, close to the bottom since the 2020 pandemic. So in other phrases, the quantity of jobs being created proper now has bogged down astronomically. And then if we additionally examine inflation numbers, there is an exciting fashion right here as nicely. The Fed's fight towards inflation isn't always over yet. We can see superb middle inflation has rose via 4.3% in September and has now been above 3% for over 3 years. The terrific center inflation is a certainly important metric watched by means of the Fed, additionally known as middle services less housing inflation. Now, awesome core inflation is now rebounding after materially falling in the first half of 2023, following, of course, all of the giant quantity of quantitative tightening that we did see within the markets. But now that they may be presuming to lower hobby prices, we are for the reason that of direction inflation isn't always. Honestly being solved here, and that is an issue. The Fed is maximum in reality looking at this on a path that is even as the Fed cut quotes via 50 basis factors. So the Fed right now is panicking a touch bit. They see that task markets are slowing notably, banks are in a huge amount of debt and that they need assist. So like the Fed, they need to reduce interest prices. Like in the event that they do not reduce interest prices, this bubble is going to get so big it will be catastrophic. It could doubtlessly be the biggest economic fallout within the records of the world now, not though simply the USA of America. And so that they ought to cut the charges in order the banks can basically make some cash again and now not be in a lot of debt and feature so many troubles. And of course, yeah, they're in all likelihood going to continue reducing hobby fees. But what takes place then is inflation will maintain going lower back up once more. So it's like an unbeatable struggle, irrespective of which way they pass. Either the banks fail or the economic system fails or each, right? So the Fed is left with an extremely hard selection right now. And all of this will play into virtual assets pretty, but probable not in the manner that a number of you guys are wondering. There's genuinely going to be some tremendous opportunities here to make an outstanding sum of money, which I'm going to speak approximately. Do stay tuned for that. But there is one more issue we want to remember, and that is war's geopolitics, right? Iran, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, United States, they're all concerned in those exclusive conflicts internationally right now. And that is going to have a large, huge ripple impact with these kinds of different factors in vicinity proper now too. If you didn't know, a massive element as to how the United States has maintained its dominance is of direction. Its Navy presence across the globe. You recognize they're able to control alternate routes. They're able to maintain and incorporate certain economies so that they cannot expand. And that is truly essential due to the fact if the US is capable of doing this properly, they could continue to be the primary superpower. But within the event that Iran wins the conflict in opposition to Israel, well, they're now going to lose their presence in that, in reality, particular waters that they want presence into, of route, get manage of a large quantity of oil, deliver. And it really is going to allow other economies to essentially flourish and grow plenty more at the price of the United States of America. And they cannot actually find the money to do this right now. So that is a big trouble, and this is something that honestly desires to be notion approximately too. Now, with that in thoughts, I need to offer you guys an awesome opportunity that's to be had in the markets proper now. There's clearly genuinely wonderful trades which you guys can set up. Now, one component you may be aware is a gaggle of virtual property are surely overbought right now, Bitcoin being one of these. That's why I just opened up a 5x brief on Bitcoin due to the fact it's miles indeed very overbought right now. We're in all likelihood to appear a huge correction, as we noticed during the beginning of October and ceases September proper here. Now, you may see the closing time that we had been on this overbought position proper right here at the chart. What we did indeed see a massive correction proper after. So in case you open up a 5x short right here, you will have made a fantastic amount of money. But there may be, honestly, even a higher shorting opportunity as properly. So that's why I have two shorts open proper now. I just spread out a Dogecoin brief. You can see this inexperienced line proper there. It's my Dogecoin brief I simply opened up. And of direction on the grounds that then Dogecoin has long gone down a piece. I'm up 5% in this function, but I'm going to be protecting this one up for a little bit longer. I think it is very likely yet again. Simply as we saw at some point of the quit of September, early October for Bitcoin, Dogecoin goes to have the same kind of correction based totally off of what we are seeing at the stochastic RSI. Now, it's miles indeed possible that we circulate up a little bit greater from where we are right here, as we did all through the earlier days in September, up to now right here, but despite the fact that, I'm opening up a quick roll there if that happens again, because I recognize the correction is coming, and what we can see right here for Dogecoin is once more, it's very, very overbought. So there's amazing shorting possibilities. Right now, which you guys can take movement on. One is Bitcoin, one is Dogecoin. I suppose you guys have to do this. I suppose XRP isn't something you have to be shorting proper now to make that very clean, but in case you guys sign on to Margix, the use of my link, and join my Discord, you'll get access to a majority of these trades the instant I open them. So please sign up to Margix. You will get huge depositing and sign-on bonuses for doing that, after which also be part of my Discord, so you get right of entry to all my trades as it's in reality loose. All you want to do is sign up to Margix to get access to all that stuff. Now, there is a lot of excellent information occurring right now as nicely, which we truly need to speak approximately. Now, primarily, the SEC is currently approving greater NYSE options trading on spot Bitcoin ETFs. This is fantastic. Of course, glaringly, the SEC is now not being too kind to the XRP community, but it's about to exchange too. Number one, as I included in my previous video the day past, the